Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today we continue our week looking at upgrading all 5 of the commander decks from Tarkir Dragonstorm. As I'm sure you saw from the thumbnail, today we'll be looking at Temur Roar. Like all modern pre-constructed commander decks, we have 2 legendary creatures that can lead the deck. Ureni of the Unwritten, and Eshki Temur's Roar. Also, and I know it's annoying to keep hearing this, but statistically if I don't ask you to like and subscribe, the video gets fewer subscribers. Ureni of the Unwritten is a 7-mana 7/7 legendary spirit dragon with flying and trample. Whenever Ureni enters or attacks, we look at the top 8 cards of our library. We may put a dragon creature card from among them onto the battlefield, then put the rest on the bottom of our library in a random order. Eshki Temur's Roar is a 3-mana 2/2 legendary human warrior. Whenever we cast a creature spell, we put a +1/+1 counter on Eshki. If that spell's power is 4 or greater, we draw a card. If that spell's power is 6 or greater, Eshki deals damage equal to her power to each opponent. Okay, I feel we should explain that. If we cast a creature spell with 6 or greater power, we put a +1/+1 counter on Eshki, draw a card, and then Eshki deals damage equal to her power to each opponent. We get all 3 triggers, assuming the creature we cast has enough power. But let's take a closer look at Ureni as well. Now, the only way to guarantee mathematically that we hit a dragon every time is to have at least 59 dragons in our library. That is an absurd number of dragons. Fortunately, if we're running 30 dragons, we still have a 95% chance to hit a dragon, so I think we'll be fine. For those who have never watched one of my Commander Precon videos, what I like to do is upgrade the core of the deck, and then take the pieces that I'd cut and build a new deck. Many times, there is a core theme in the deck and a sub-theme. In this case, Ureni wants us to be running as many dragons as possible, while Eshki cares about big creatures. Now, dragons are big creatures, but Eshki doesn't care about creature type, just that they're big. So, since the deck already has a bunch of dragons in it, we'll leave Ureni as the commander and set Eshki aside to build a new deck. But before we get to our deck list, a quick word from our sponsor, Ultimate Guard. The Return to Earth Boulder series is unique in that they are made almost entirely of renewable resources rather than plastic. And lately, Ultimate Guard has been printing these not just in solid colors, but with artist print, like the new Squaros series. As part of a set, you can call upon all of the Justice League to protect your commander decks, like this one, featuring Wonder Woman. Pick yours up today at your local game store, or order it on Amazon. Link down below. In order to build a functional commander deck, you need lots of different pieces, which is why I try to rely on my handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Let's compare the base deck against our checklist and see what was lacking and what we can do to upgrade it. 53 mana sources split between 37 lands and 16 pieces of ramp. A little heavy, but these are dragons after all. And we have a 7 mana commander, so that's fine. 13 pieces of card advantage. 10 pieces of interaction. 3 board wipes. No graveyard hate. 1 sudden I win card in Dragon Tempest. So we don't need to make a ton of additions to the deck to make it function, but I did want to make a couple of cuts and I'll explain why. First of all, we're cutting Eshki Temur's Roar because we need her to command the other deck. Next up, Zenith Festival works with any deck that cares about big creatures. And, like Become the Avalanche, we are a bit high on card advantage, so it too will get cut. Additionally, though Tarian Mauler is technically a dragon, because Eshki has a sub-theme of +1/+1 counters, we'll go ahead and cut it as well. Now for the controversial cuts. Dragon Lord's Servant is a bad magic card. I am not a fan of creature-based ramp in general, and cards that only lower the cost of one type of creature are even worse. On top of that, I like running extra board wipes in my dragon decks. Since most dragons have flying, I tend to run board wipes that hit only non-flying creatures, which means cards like Earthquake would hurt our own ramp, so I don't bother with Dragon Lord's Servant. Also, since we had so much ramp, I cut the talismans as well. Also, Dragon Lord Servant as well as the Talismans will not be making it into the next deck. We're in green after all. For our additions, we've got Thrakkus the Butcher, which allows us to close out our games fast. Commit Memory for some graveyard hate. Drakuseth Maw of Flames for more spot removal. Earthquake. And Magma Quake for some of that ground-based board wipes I mentioned earlier. Ganex Astral Hunter for some mana ramp. And Wrathful Red Dragon as an additional Sudden I Win card. Total cost for these upgrades at the time of recording? $6. But what are we going to do with the pieces we cut? Why, we're going to build another budget deck. Oh, one more quick announcement before we get started. I'm currently streaming with my son over on Gaming with Danon as well as Twitch. It'll mostly be Final Fantasy XIV, but you're more than welcome to pop in and talk about Commander. Honestly, about half my streams are talking about manga, anime, or Commander. Our land base consists of Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Frontier Bivouac, Hinterland Harbor, Sulphur Falls, Rootbound Crag, Rimewood Falls, Volatile Fjord, Highland Forest, Tangled Islet, Molten Tributary, Wooded Ridgeline, Yavimaya Coast, Shivan Reef, Karplusan Forest, Vine Glimmer Snarl, Frostboil Snarl, Game Trail, Simic Growth Chamber, Is It Boilerworks, Gruul Turf, Scavenger Grounds, Rogue's Passage, 6 forests, 3 islands, and 5 mountains. Not bad for a budget list. Our mana ramp consists of Wayward Swordtooth, Topiary Stomper, Temur Battlecrier, Goreclaw Terror of Kalsisma, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Chromatic Lantern, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, Farseek, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, and Skyshroud Claim. I wanted to include 3 visits as well, but that card has gone up to almost $7, so we won't be seeing too much of it until we get another reprint. For card advantage, we've got Zenith Festival, Become the Avalanche, Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath, Thassa, God of the Sea, Eryxmathes, Slumbering Isle, Temur Ascendancy, Maelstrom Wanderer, Garruk's Uprising, Elder Gargaroth, and Beast Whisperer. Gotta love having lots of ways to dig through our deck. Our interaction and spot removal consists of Sarkhan's Unsealing, Beast Within, Negate, Abrade, Naturalize, Return to Nature, Counterspell, Commit Memory, Hullbreaker Horror, Silverback Elder, and Stubborn Denial. Plenty of ways to keep our opponents in line. For board wipes, we've got Aetherize, Evacuation, Whelming Wave, and Chandra's Ignition. I wanted bounce wipes that would allow us to recast our creatures, thus dealing more damage and drawing us more cards. The core of our deck consists of Tarian Mauler, Combat Celebrant, Bloated Contaminator, Dreamtide Whale, Chaos Dragon, Prowling Serpapard, Scytheclaw Raptor, Ronus the Indomitable, Pugnacious Hammerskull, Phyrexian Soulgorger, Ansrag the Quake Mole, Territorial Hellkite, Reservoir Kraken, Colossal Rattleworm, Phantasmal Dreadmaw, Galta Primal Hunger, Itali Primal Storm, and Chandra's Incinerator. Supporting our plan, we've also got Swiftfoot Boots, Lightning Greaves, Rhythm of the Wild, Hardened Scales, Tamiyo's Safekeeping, and Silk Guard. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 50 mana sources split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of rain. Right on target. 10 pieces of card advantage. 11 pieces of interaction. 4 board wipes. 3 pieces of graveyard hate in Return to Nature, Commit Memory, and Scavenger Grounds. No sudden I win cards, but lots of value. When building this deck, I focused on creatures with power that were bigger than our casting cost. We've got a ton of 3 mana creatures with 4 power, or 5 mana with 6 power. Now, we could have gone all in on the +1/+1 counter package, but if we had done that, I would have wanted more creatures that have counters other than our commander. Instead, we're going for big smash-hit creatures that help us close out the game. Whether we're stealing cards with Atali, cheating cards into play with Maelstrom Wanderer, or comboing off with Hullbreaker Horror, having big creatures always feels good. And if someone tries to destroy our creatures, we can just bounce them all back to hand. Are you picking up Temur Roar? What's your plan with the deck? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. You can have a video made or just ask for help building or tuning a deck list. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons. Waffles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Brett, Roxy, Alix, Borgie, Nazwin, Conga, Chris, Robert, William, Pye, Kazaris, Booksuit, Patrick, Tiz, Art, Richard, Sint, Boomy, Jackie, Finn, Zen, Osira, Justin, Christian, and Golden Walker. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.